back at you with another one. So now, lately I've been just going into Target randomly to check out what they're putting out on the shelves because you just never know with them, like you can't go on their website and believe anything that they say they got in stock there, and especially with, the Playmates Godzilla figures, you don't know what's going to be on the shelf at any given time, And now that, we've gotten past the second wave of GXK, we're getting a lot more of these Monsterverse figures from the Playmates Monsterverse line. And I did a review the other day. I was able to get the GVK Battle Roar Godzilla and Kong, which was great because I said, I wasn't able to it wasn't around in Target at the time GVK was out. So I wasn't able to get that, just, some of the 6 inches. So to be able to walk in there and see that they're now like reissuing some of these figures, it's great, And I took a look today at some of the reviews online for the Battle Roar Mechagodzilla and realized like I'm about like a year late on this thing, more than that maybe, but that's just fine. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure this is a re-release of it, so under the Monsterverse line, and I'm hoping for many more of these. You know what I mean? I'm popping in because I want that Burning Godzilla too. I don't know when that one's coming out, but I don't know what's going to be on the shelf lately. So I just keep going back in there for more, Today they had One Eye, they had Scar King, they had GVK Battle Roar Kong, Drowned Viper, Giant Mothra. They had the Jada Toys RC Godzilla, and they had Battle Roar Mechagodzilla. So that's what this is. This is the Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong Battle Roar Mechagodzilla. Monster Battle Sounds. Of course, you have the Try Me press button to activate. So let's do that. Awesome. So you get 2 sounds with Mechagodzilla, and that sounds sick, man. It's chunky, it's fearsome. Love it, man. That's a great, this is a great, probably one of the better battle roars that I've heard on any of these figures. It's a big sound too, and very, very cool. The box, of course, is in these blues and purples here. You have Godzilla vs. Kong down here. Battle Roar Mechagodzilla on one side. Godzilla vs. Kong on the other. On the back, just like the I showed you with the Battle Roar Godzilla and Kong, the back is the same. Monster Battle Sounds. Of course, we have the same write-up here. I'm not going to read it again. I read it a million times. That's it. But I am really, really happy to have Mechagodzilla in my hands. Battle Roar Mechagodzilla now. I think this is about a 7-inch figure. But how nice that I can, now I have all 3. I have Battle Roar Godzilla, Kong, and Mechagodzilla, and just within a couple of days of each other. So that's fantastic, man. So let's get them out of the box and see what we're looking at. Okay, so straight away out of the box, first thing that grabs you is how highly detailed this is. So, and this is a $15 figure that's just really like chock full of good detail, from the tip of the tail to the legs, the feet, the body, the chest, the arms, the head. For a $15 figure, and this is what I always say about Playmates, this is, about as good as it gets for the price. You know what I mean? You're getting serious bang for your buck in terms of detail. I also really like the color of this. It's better than the color of the 6-inch, that's for sure. It's a better figure in many ways right off the bat from the 6-inch. But the color has a pretty nice metallic feel to it. It kind of looks metal, you know what I mean? Where the 6-inch figure looked plastic, you know? And we're getting a really nice head sculpt, I think, here, You get the red eyes, as you can see right there. You're getting some really good detail on the mouth, in my opinion, here. I like the way the face looks. You're also getting some nice red on the chest, which is cool. And the dorsal plates, of course, they are just straight up red rather than silver and red. And that's a Playmates thing. I think on the giant Mechagodzilla, you got them the way they were supposed to be, like silver with red tips. But these are unique, where the dorsal plates are the 6-inch, the Battle Mechagodzilla from the Monsterverse line, and this Battle Roar Mechagodzilla. They got the unique all red dorsal plates, and they look cool, But you could see how chock full of detail this thing actually is. All of the gadgets and nooks and crannies on the figure are very, very impressive for a $15 figure. Anyway, that looks super, super nice. All right, let's get into the articulation, pose them a little bit. Okay, so here's a nice action pose, walking pose, running pose, whatever you want. More of a walking pose, but just like a very, very nice action pose. The articulation that you're going to get on this is the legs move back and forth, and you're going to get the feet move side to side. And that's it. The knees don't move. You're just going to get back and forth on the legs. Same thing with the arms. They don't go out. They just move back and forth. Probably, I don't know if you would want to spin them all the way around, but up and down is how they move. Of course, the tail, you got a little bit of bend there. There's no head articulation. And the mouth only works when you press the Battle Roar button. So that doesn't open and stay open. So it's going to be limited on the articulation, but that's, the gimmick is Battle Roar. So none of the Battle Roar figures really have the articulation of any of the other ones. But this does have enough to get it into a few different poses, in my opinion, and this looks pretty good. Okay, now that's excellent. So with the way the feet turn and with the help of this tail, you can balance it enough to create this very nice foot stomping pose here. And, Mechagodzilla definitely did a foot stomping in that movie several times. He kicked Kong, he kicked Godzilla. So it's nice to be able to recreate this foot stomping pose here. And it looks great, And the tail, you can work, to balance it in several different ways, it seems. So, and the feet work nicely to help along with that. And look at that. In this foot stomping pose, you can really catch a lot of the detail on the arms and the legs and the body. Of course, you have the two missile firing packs on the shoulders right there. Excellent, man. That looks so good. Okay, now here's another really cool pose. I'll tell you what. I've gotten this thing into several cool poses already. You know what I mean? So, like, for a Battle Roar figure, it's already done its job in that department, as far as the articulation is concerned, because, what more do you want? Like, you're not going to expect much articulation on these. So if you get, 2-3 good poses out of it, you won. And, wow, this is a really nice tail off the ground pose here, action pose, making it look like Mechagodzilla is basically lurching forward with the claws open. Awesome. Awesome. And you know, I keep saying it, and I'm not gonna stop saying it. Look at that. Look at the detail on this, man. You know? And when you pose it, yeah, this everything about this figure makes the detail pop. It's very nice. This is an impressive Mechagodzilla. Blows the 6-inch away. I really, really like this. Super cool. And it's a cool color, too. It gives off somewhat of a metallic feel. And I like that. Awesome. Okay, now I want to show you him at about as tall as he could stand, which is quite nice, actually. I like when he stands up tall like this. It's good that you could do this rather than having it hunched over the other time, the whole time. So far, this figure is like really performing. It's really nice posing wise. You know, looks great. You know, and you could do a few cool things with it. So far, that's like basically 4 poses I got out of it. Let's see if there's some more. Wow, bam. Can we do a crawling on all fours pose? Yes, we can. And wow, it's actually a really cool crawling on all fours pose. Looks awesome. Wow, that's such a bonus that you could do that. So this figure, to me, is probably one of the best Battle Roar figures from Playmates in terms of posability and articulation. You could get this thing into several different really, really cool poses. I actually really like this. For $15, this figure is a great purchase. It don't feel cheap either, you know? Awesome. And how many how many Mechagodzilla figures could do a handstand, bro? That's what I want to know. SH Monster, can you do a handstand? That's awesome, man. I don't even care. That's sick, bro. Look at that. Look at the balance this figure has. You could get a 1 foot off the ground, like running or jumping up pose, like when he punched Godzilla in the chest, or like forearmed him in the chest. Excellent, man. This is a Battle Roar figure. Look at this. That's crazy. This thing has some serious posability. What a nice figure. Wow. Playmates is like really awesome, man. Playmates doesn't get enough credit. I can't sing their praises enough. Are all of their figures great? No, not always. They have flaws. But man, like they really give you your money's worth. And this is a very, very well, and they're getting better, you know? This is a very, very well done Mechagodzilla right here. Love it. Now with the help of the way the feet function here, the way you could spread them out, you get another nice tail off the ground pose. And just show you how he looks from the front right here too. Excellent. Wow, I really didn't expect to be posing this for this long in this video, but that just kudos to Playmates like that I'm able to keep doing, keep adding another pose and another pose. Awesome. When was the last time you guys remember buying a Battle Roar figure that gave you this much posability? Fantastic, man. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Roar, which is right here. You push that in, and you're getting 2 roars, so let's hear them. Wow, that sounds incredible. Such a big sound, too, for this figure. Excellent. Really, really love that. Okay, so now I just want to compare it with the other 2 Playmates figures that I have. This is the GVK regular 6-inch Mechagodzilla, which is, you know, basically somewhat similar to this, but this is a lighter shade of gray, which kind of makes the figure look more plastic. I certainly appreciate the way this one looks. You know, it makes it look a little bit more metal. And then, of course, you have the dark charcoal, almost black Battle Mechagodzilla. And, you know, I watched Shinra Jira's review of the Battle Roar, and he broke out all 4 Mechagodzillas from Playmates. The other one being, I guess, the 11-inch, the giant Mechagodzilla. And he pointed out that all 4 of them are different colors. And I find that to be pretty cool too, man. You know what I mean? I think about those type of things. I find those things cool myself, Rob. Anyway, but yeah, it just gives you a comparison. It gives you 3 different looks to it here by owning these figures. That's why you want to collect them all, so you have all different looks. And Playmates allows you to do that easily, because these 2 6-inch figures here are only $10, and this one is 15, man. So for $35, you got 3 different figures, man. You know, and that's why I say Playmates competes, because look at how nice these are. Even on the regular 6-inch, the detail is popping on his body. Like, you know, we all know the inside of the mouth could have been better done, as far as like that keg of beer in there. But it was the first Mechagodzilla figure of the new design of the GVK Mechagodzilla that I got. So it'll hold a place for that reason alone. This right here is just an upgraded version, in my opinion, of that 6-inch. I love the color of this. I love the dark color. Of course, you get the really cool proton scream, you know. And then this is a different color as well. I think this really nails the metal look of it. And all 3 have the all-red dorsal plates. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so now for another comparison here, we're going to go with the 2 Bandai Mechagodzillas that I own. We're going to go with the regular Bandai vinyl here, which is a very nice figure in its own right. A chunky boy, you know, but has excellent detail. And it also has the silver spines with the red tips, which is how it's supposed to be. And that's a very nice piece of vinyl. And then we have the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla, which, of course, you know, has just crazy detail and actually looks like real metal. Also has the silver dorsal plates with the red tips, which is, you know, definitely different than all red. But you could see, just by having this stand next to it, you know, this competes. It competes as far as the detail goes. It looks good, you know? So, I like that. You know what I'm saying? This is $150, $15. You know what I mean? This was like, wow. I don't remember how much that one. I think that was like 40-something bucks when I first got it. But you know what I mean? $15, $40, $150. But you know, I mean, you could see here between the 150 and the 15. The $15 one competes for being a $15 figure, you know? And, yeah, I think that's really very cool. So, all right, let's move on. All right, now I just want to compare it with the Battle Roar Godzilla and Kong. I'm really happy to have all 3 of these. I was really psyched to get these 2 the other day. Never thought I was going to run into this. And, but, you know, that if you collect figures, you got to pop into Target like every other couple of days. You know what I mean? If you want to land the figures you want, because you never know what they're going to put up. And these look so nice together, man. Awesome. I can't wait to pose them all on the shelf together. Just like this, you know? Fantastic, man. Looks so, so nice. And this is the movie, man. GVK. This is the battle right here. Godzilla and Kong versus Mechagodzilla. This is the end of the movie. So it's really nice to have these Battle Roar figures. All right, so one more time before we wrap it up. Damn, that sounds good, man. So yeah, I mean, I highly recommend this figure. Like straight off the bat, those 2 Battle Roar sounds alone are enough to recommend this figure. Wow. 2 excellent Mechagodzilla roars. Big, big sound that just sounds great, you know? And we're going to end it with another action tail off the ground pose here. So you're getting a good paint job where it's painted. The dorsal plates look really cool. The tail is well done and looks nice. You get great articulation for a Battle Royale figure. Probably the best on any Battle Royale figure I've seen. And the thing is just chock full of detail. It's a nice face sculpt, by the way, too. I dig it a lot. And I like that the claws are open like this, too. And it's just really very nice, man. Very happy that I bought it. I'm happy that it's back in Target. You know what I mean? Because I have seen this online. Who wants to pay $50, $60, $70 for this thing on Mercari? It's nice that you could walk it to your Target, lay down $15, and walk away with a figure like this. It's a win-win. It's bang for your buck. Kudos to Playmates. You know what I mean? I always get excited about doing Playmates reviews, and that's crazy. You know, like Playmates reviews, sometimes I get more excited for those than for the heavily articulated figures like Kaya and SH Monster Arts. It's about the hunt. You know what I mean? It's about going into the store, the hunt for the toys that you're looking for. That's cool. The cheap price, bagging a good figure for a cheap price. And then, of course, you know, in my case, reviewing it for you guys is part of the fun for me too. So, but if you like what you see, go get you some Battle Royale Mechagodzilla. Like the goddamn video, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back at you with another one soon. Peace out.